minutes. All right, Metal Summoners, we are right back in with you guys. We are rocking out. We are having a good time. And I know that you guys know this guy because he's back on the show. We've had him in a full episode. We've had him before at Rockin' Pod, and it's always good to have the family back on. Martin Motnik, what's up, brother? It is so great to see you as always, man.
Thanks for having me.
Awesome show last night. So,
thank you.
So fun last night, man. But yeah, well, we can kick it off right there, man. Yeah, you got to rock out with Billy Sheehan, and you were also playing with all kinds of different talent last night at Rare Hair.
Yeah, it was amazing because Billy Sheehan is my biggest influence. So being in the same room with him was already always a great moment. And then last night I was actually signed up to play bass for him on the song that he's going to sing. So that was a little bit nerve-wracking.
Was that his bass?
And so here's how it happened. I was going to play with my bass, but then Billy's going to play right afterwards. Well, he's going to play bass with another band. And so I chatted with him backstage. So I thought, hey, what if I just played your bass and then it's already plugged in and you got your sound and everything? And he's like, oh, sounds like a good idea.
Oh, wow.
So he walked on stage with his bass. I just followed him like empty-handed and plugged in his bass and tuned it all up. And then they gave it to me. And I'm like, Excalibur.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, that'd be an interesting look, man, with that aqua blue for Accept.
True, yeah, maybe not the best color for that, but hey, it suits him.
Yeah, no, absolutely, man. But it's always a pleasure, man. And also, how's it? So before we get into all the fun Accept stuff, how's everything going with like you personally? Because we were talking to you last time about like your solo albums, the vinyls that you were putting out. So how's everything with Martin Motnik bass been going?
I'm very happy. Things are going well. I have my studio where I record other people's songs. They are hiring me just to play on. So if anybody needs me for bass tracks, you can contact me on studiobassist.com. Actually, I have a gift for you. I have my vinyl coasters.
Oh, yes.
With
and
my website.
We're not worthy.
And so that keeps me busy. Solo albums, yeah, both of them now available on CD and vinyl. So that's just out there. And I mean, I'm usually not really playing that out. Although last night I played YYZ from my first album, the Rush cover song.
Oh yeah.
And so that was great because Max Rossetti was an amazing guitar player, and then Tyler Warren, who is usually the second guitar player for Queen, he played drums. So he's just as great on the drums as he is on guitar and everything. It's a complete monster talent.
Yeah.
And so we played that song last night. And I played like a total of 5 songs yesterday, and it's just always fun to jam with people that you usually don't get to jam with.
Yeah.
So between that and doing the studio stuff and just kind of also recovering from Accept, because we played, I think, 96 shows last year all over the world, from Brazil to Turkey. And I love doing it, of course. I made my hobby my profession, so it's an amazing thing to do. But it can be a grind, and being like on the road for so long, I definitely needed a few months of like, I want to sleep in my own bed. I want to wake up every morning knowing where I am and not having to run to an airport. And I mean, I know it sounds like, oh, boo-hoo. So I remind myself every time that I'm doing this, that being able to do this is an honor, and I'm very lucky to do this. But it's also good to be at home for once.
And Chris is walking around here as well too, so it's always got to be kind of cool.
Yeah.
When you look at something like the All-Star Jam and those type of situations, opportunities, how do you enjoy them? Like, does it also allow you to stay a little bit active? Where if you take time relaxing off of a tour,
right,
and then of course there's that kind of getting back into shape per se to get back out on the tour. Doing those All-Star Jams, is that something that you'll do somewhat regularly just to keep the rust away? Or are you pretty comfortable with everything you do in the studio to not have to worry too much about getting ready for a tour?
That's a good question. I never thought of it like that. I'm sure it helps going on stage. And I do play a lot in studios, so that keeps my chops up. But stepping on stage is a different feeling, because you also get a different mindset. You're also a performer. Like in the studio, I'm kind of dorky. I have the bass really high. I'm like sitting there, I'm always like making faces because I'm like focusing on playing it right and not fucking around. So if I stood at this like on stage, they'd be like, "Who's that guy? Get him off." So you have to have a different stance. You have to have a different mindset. Like, okay, I'm an entertainer now, not just a musician. And it's interesting you asked me. I'm sure it helps. I should probably do it more. But usually when I'm in town, I play more also locally, like on Broadway or gigs just around town. Or sometimes, for a while, I was very active in the biker scene. And so I would play a lot of like bike rallies, and I actually rode my bike down to Daytona from Nashville.
Oh, nice.
And played down there. Panama City Beach is always a big one. There's like one in Ohio or Kentucky. There's some around here. And when I did that, that was also a good way to just stay in shape for being on the road. So. I'm sure it helps. I should probably, but I think we played so much last year that I think when we go back on the road in May, it's still gonna be there. We're just gonna have a rehearsal before to make sure like all the parts are still where they need to be.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
But then I think it should be fine still.
Yeah, definitely, man. You played one or two shows,
right? Yeah.
I'm sure the songs are in there somewhere.
We should come back.
Absolutely.
Man, always good to see you.
Likewise.
Thank you so much for your time. You're playing at M3.
Yeah.
And then after M3, you guys are going to Japan.
That's correct.
What do you like about performing in Japan?
Well, it's going to be my first time.
This will be your first time?
So
very cool.
Yeah, I haven't been there yet. We were supposed to go there in 2020, and then COVID hit, and we were supposed to go to next year, then it was still going on, and then so now we're finally playing 2 shows in Tokyo, 1 in Osaka, and I'm the only one in the band who hasn't been in Japan yet. And so everybody's like, "Oh man, you're in for a treat," because it's been on my list to go, places to go for a long time. So I'm very excited. So I'm already. We're not gonna have a lot of time. We're gonna have like 1 day off. Otherwise, show to show. So I'm already starting to look. Okay, what am I gonna do in those 24 hours that I have to just take it in and just take advantage of it as much as I can. So, but I mean, Japan is known for being very heavy metal and rock friendly, so I'm just expecting them to be just all over us. And
big in Japan, as the old saying goes.
A lot of your peers lately have been over Japan, like Mike Ranger was.
Yeah, Mr. Big was there.
Billy should just have a house there.
I could, right? So I'm really looking forward to that. That'd be amazing.
So what has the set been up to with music as well?
So next year it's going to be the 50th anniversary of the band, and so we're working on an anniversary album and a tour next year. So we're going to re-record some. I'm not sure I'm allowed to say that yet. So I don't know. It's just between you and I and your millions of listeners. So we're going to have an album out. We're going to re-record some of the classics. And from what I've heard, we're going to have some guest musicians on there too. Like musicians that have been influenced by Accept. And I don't know any names yet. I probably couldn't tell them yet anyway. But it's something to look forward to.
Absolutely.
So that's going to be cool. And then, there's going to be a tour next year. And so that's what we're going to basically do. But that doesn't mean that it's the end of the band. It's still something's gonna happen, but that's what it's up. But we have that, and this year we still have some shows coming up in June and July in Europe, festivals, and then we also have four shows where we're opening for Judas Priest. So that's gonna be great.
That is killer, man. Absolutely. When it comes to like your downtime off of the road, with when it comes to like everything that you do studio wise, filling in on albums and playing when the phone rings, and of course the time that you're on tour or preparing for a tour, what are some of the things that you like to do when you have a little bit of that downtime, or do you find yourself to just be very music and studio driven?
No, I do have other hobbies. Like I love riding my motorcycle and tinkering on it. So I try to do all my repairs myself. So I'm usually always on YouTube learning something about motorcycle repairs or also, when my car breaks down, I try to fix that and learn about that. So I love working on vehicles. Um, I just in general just love to learn new stuff. So I call YouTube University because I just watch videos about anything from like right now. Actually, I'm kind of interested in the finance side of things, like especially now that the stock market is kind of like on a roller coaster. I'm like I want to understand that more and see if like maybe you can make money if you're more interested. And I actually do have a finance background. Used to work in a bank, and I have a business degree. So I'm kind of diving into that again, learning more about that, relearning some stuff, and then also how it is in the United States, because I got my degree in Germany, so things are a little bit different here. So I'm trying to stay up to date on that. And then I do work out. I like to do some sports. Now that the weather's going to be nice, go outside again a little bit more.
Yeah.
God, yeah, kind of like that.
No, for
It
sure.
keeps me busy.
Oh yeah, and I mean it definitely makes sense that you like to do the motorcycle repair stuff because you posted the videos and the photos of when you're like fixing up your bass, like the with the light up accept logo,
Yeah.
where you posted the photos of you like taking it apart and
Right.
like fixing up the wiring and stuff like that.
Exactly,
So
yeah.
definitely see that you have that side of you that's very tech savvy.
I love fixing stuff.
You posted the coolest video the other day where you and your cat.
Yeah.
Your cat was like singing and you was kind of playing guitar to it.
Yeah, so that was a funny coincidence. It's my girlfriend's cat, actually. And so the cat's very vocal, and especially when he's hungry. Boo is his name. He's actually on Instagram. Boo is the cat, his Instagram handle. And when he was meowing, I was like, for a while, I was just meowing back to him. Right? He was like, meow, and then I would go, meow. And then at some point, I picked up her electric guitar that she has in the living room, and I started mocking him. So he would meow, and then I would take the guitar and meow, and then it went back and forth. And then at some point, she started filming me with her iPhone, and we just did it for ourselves. I sent it to friends, and somebody, let me just post it on TikTok. And so I put it on TikTok, and I think this went through the roof. Like we were watching like by the minute going up by the thousands. Like, what's going on? And so that video now has like over 35 million views on TikTok.
Can we easily say that's your most viewed video?
Absolutely.
That you personally posted
Absolutely.
With the cat?
Yeah.
It's like that always happens with the cat.
Yeah. And so we made a few follow-up videos, and then some of it hasn't gone up like that. Some has a few million, some has a few thousand. But yeah, so Boo is the internet sensation now. Shows that the internet was invented for cat videos.
You're just the backing band.
Exactly. As I always am. I'm the utility player.
Absolutely, for sure. Angel, let's kick it over to you, man, for our final spin.
Man, just want to thank you so much for your time, and always awesome having you. Also, our thing yesterday was just awesome. Seeing you, I mean, just seeing you and Billy Keenan on stage. It's like, wow, it can't get any better than this.
I had to post about it.
Yeah, I was going to say, and we were just watching it, man. He was living it with Billy right next to him. It's like with Excalibur.
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
All of that. But Martin, always a pleasure, bro.
Thank
You know
you
how
so
much
much.
we love you, and we can't wait to
likewise.
see you at M3, man. We'll have some more fun.
Oh, absolutely. Looking forward to it.
Absolutely. Metal Summoners, we appreciate you guys. Thanks for showing ourselves and Martin so much love, man. We'll be back shortly.